Beginning. The rule no human was allowed to break. My name is Elias Ward, Exploration Specialist for the Terran Frontier Corps. Most humans back home thought we were explorers. In truth, we were diplomats first, scientists second, and survivors always. I was assigned to Virilun 9, a planet wrapped in icy blue clouds and home to a race known as the Virilari. Tall, elegant beings with silver-sheen skin, luminous eyes, and a presence that made humans feel like shadows. The mission briefing had been simple. No physical contact with Virilari. Ever. The warning was repeated over and over. Their physiology was different. Their sensory systems were delicate. Their cultural boundaries were strict. Physical contact was considered an intimate, sacred act, forbidden to outsiders. Most of the team kept their distance with no issue. But then again, most of them never met her. Her name was Soriana. She served as liaison between our delegation and her people, a high-ranking position that put her at the heart of negotiations and diplomacy. I had seen Virilari before, but none like her. She moved like she belonged in gravity lighter than ours, gliding instead of stepping. Her voice soft but echoing strangely, as if resonating inside your skull. But it wasn't her appearance that drew me. It was her loneliness. A loneliness I recognized because I carried the same inside me. Our interactions began formal and distant. But missions run long, and even the strictest silence breaks under pressure. Soon we were talking during breaks, discussing history, human literature, and her world's ancient customs. She seemed fascinated by humans, our impulsive nature, our emotions, our stubbornness. One evening, after a particularly difficult negotiation session, she stepped closer to me than usual, close enough that I could see the faint glow of her skin. "Elias," she said softly, "you must remember the rule. You must not touch me. Not even accidentally." Half smiled. "I'm not planning on it." She looked away, her voice lowering. "It is not about your intentions. It is about consequences." Something pained flickered in her expression. Fear, regret, or maybe longing. But she didn't say more. The next day she avoided me completely. And that's when I began to realize something was wrong. The secret she never meant to reveal. Trouble began when mining drones from Earth accidentally drilled into a region sacred to the Virilari. Tension escalated quickly. Their High Council demanded human withdrawal, and our commanders pushed for salvage rights. The fragile peace trembled on a knife's edge. Soriana seemed torn, an ambassador caught between loyalty to her people and an unexpected connection to an outsider. One night, she summoned me privately in the crystalline gardens of their capital, the glowing flora casting shifting colors across her face. "You're the only human I trust enough for this," she whispered. "What's happened?" "The Council intends to force your delegation to leave within 2 cycles. If they refuse, there will be conflict. Then tell them it's a misunderstanding." "I tried," she said, her voice trembling. "But they no longer listen to me." "Why?" Her eyes lifted to mine, silver irises swirling like storms. "Because they discovered my bond with you." My heartbeat stumbled. "Bond?" "Soriana, I do not misunderstand," she said quickly. "It is not physical, not forbidden. But they see it. They sense emotional resonance, connection. And to them, such a thing with a human is..." She exhaled shakily. "Unthinkable." A shiver ran down my spine. "Soriana, do you want to break the connection?" She closed her eyes. "I do not know what I want. Only what I fear." "What do you fear?" She took a long, trembling breath. "That one day you will reach for me. And I will not stop you." Her voice broke, and for the first time since I met her, I saw her mask fall away. Vulnerability. Hunger. Something she had buried so deeply it frightened her to speak it. She turned away immediately. Elias, you must keep your distance from me. For your sake and mine. But fate rarely honors warnings. The incident. 3 days later, during a summit inside the Virilari Hall of Concord, alarms blared. A sector of the crystalline city had collapsed due to subterranean instability triggered by our mining equipment. The shockwave hit the chamber, shards of crystal raining down like spears. Soriana was thrown backward. A massive beam snapped loose above her. She didn't have time to react. I did. I lunged toward her, pushing her out of the way as the beam crashed down. We tumbled together across the shimmering floor. Her body collided with mine. Her hands, her forbidden hands, grasped at my shoulders to steady herself. Skin against skin. Every diplomat in the chamber froze. Gasps echoed like thunder. Soriana's eyes widened with terror. Elias, what have you done? She whispered, voice trembling violently. But I wasn't thinking about rules or consequences. I was thinking about the way she looked at me. Fear mixed with something deeper, something she didn't know how to hide. Perhaps it was instinct. Perhaps it was fate. But I lifted my hand and touched her face gently. She didn't move. She didn't breathe. She didn't pull away. Her skin hummed beneath my palms, like touching living starlight. A wave of shimmering energy erupted around us. The Virilari in the room gasped and stumbled back as the air rippled in a shockwave of silver-blue light. I blinked, confused. Soriana, what's happening? Her voice was barely audible. A contact bond. The most sacred union my people know. It happens only when two beings share a moment of mutual, emotional surrender. A bond. It is irreversible. The room erupted in chaos. The aftermath, marked by choice. I was detained immediately. The council claimed the contact was an act of aggression or manipulation. Some argued I forced it. Others argued Soriana allowed it. The diplomatic tension worsened. But Soriana refused to abandon me. She walked into the holding chamber, her steps soft yet filled with determination, her glow brighter than usual. You should not be here, I whispered. They're angry at you too, aren't they? They are furious, she admitted. But I do not care. She stood close, closer than she ever dared in the past. No rules left to break now. You touched me, she breathed softly. You touched me knowing it could end your mission. Even your life. I didn't touch you because of the mission, I said. I touched you because you mattered. She swallowed hard. Elias, you do not understand what this bond means. Ties are sensory fields. Our minds will sense each other. Our emotions will flow. This is not something my people take lightly. Do you regret it? Her silence was long, painfully long. Finally, she whispered. No. But I fear what happens next. What happens next? The council has demanded a trial. The confrontation. The Hall of Voices was filled with representatives, citizens and guards. Soriana stood before the council, refusing to let them judge me alone. One elder leaned forward. You allowed forbidden contact, Soriana. Your emotions compromised your role. She lifted her chin. I did my duty. A beam was falling. A life was at risk. A human life, another elder hissed. Not your own. She met his gaze with unwavering strength. All life deserves to be protected. The hall erupted in murmurs.